of the rebounding tour. Here we go. Day 2 of the first 4 is underway, and Bryant controls the tip. Vasily in the paint over the top of Elijah's, but still, he misdirected the shot. Here comes Hurtado right to the cup, and he lays it in.
We're getting to push the ball in transition, extend their defense, and give different looks. Look at the swarming ball hockeying approach to the Bulldogs.
Kiss, spin move into the paint, and got the friendly bounce.
And we know this is a recipe for success. Creating turnovers and points off turnovers and transition points. We saw that yesterday. Wyoming had, point guard had 7 turnovers in the first half.
Calvin nails the first 3-pointer.
You don't want to keep re-picking the screen 3 times.
I think he thought about a 3. Here's Holden, mid-range game, rattles it home.
Quick ball movement.
Calvin with some hands. It's a 7-0 run for Wright State. Holden up top to Vasily. Back inside to Holden. He likes to be in and off the glass. Excellent angle on the window.
I like the inversion.
Covered by Finke. Cut off. Finke was watching a lot of film the last couple days on Peter Kiss to see how he can quiet 25 points per game. Hurtado just a little too strong for Holden. And Vasily with the rebound.
Just excellent defense by Finke.
And now he's going to try to get a 3. Does.
Okay, Finke, feeling it. Do they have the goods?
Yes.
Do they make the cut to help your team elevate or win games?
The Lick's got a piece of that. Pride tried to go coast to coast, got his bearings, and a finger roll.
Can give Kiss some problems with his own speed and length in terms of disrupting what Kiss wants to do.
Calixt, he reversed his field beautifully. That's his first bucket. It's a 1-point game. Calixt did the transfer from George Mason. Wellage looking for Holden. Covered by Norris. Down low to Wellage. Count the bucket. The foul on Pride.
It'd be pretty interesting to see where Bryant goes for offense now that Peter Kiss is not in the game.
Yeah, he doesn't sit that much. In fact, he and Pride both play a lot. Holden, his mid-range game is excellent.
It gives you go where they ain't. Find an open spot.
Brailsford dribbled into some traffic. Hurtado under the basket. And he was able to get some separation.
To attack a zone.
Elijah's and Braun back in the game. Elijah's for Bryant, Braun for Wright State.
Bryant make because Holden is getting the ball in the middle of their defense, and he's been awfully successful.
Brailsford right side of the lane, off the glass, count the bucket, the foul on Wellage.
Now playing downhill off of stops or shutouts.
And coming into this game, if you thought they start one for 9, they'd be down by 10.
Yep. Vasily for 3. Yes.
The bigs looking out for one another. A front line that really has a good comfort level right back at you.
Yeah, forget the UFO on that one, Lav.
We'll keep running stuff to get him involved. He'll get going here.
Thanks. Have a good rest of the half. Tom.
All right, John, we appreciate that. Kiss with the basketball. Covered by Finke off the screen, and he will get going. There it is. His first 3-pointer of the night. He has 6.
Off the bounce. Not forcing, but investigating where he might be able to get an angle and put an opponent in foul jeopardy.
Bands pull-up jumper from the elbow. That's sweet.
And sometimes you need a player that's, averaging 3 or 4 points. We saw that with Geronimo last night with Indiana to come up big for you. Maybe it's Bands tonight.
That's going to be goaltending, by the way. 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Bands alley-oop, and too strong, but Pride is there to delicately free throw percentage. Kiss along the baseline, cut off with a double team.
Good swarm and length on Kiss.
And Alita with his second 3-pointer.
Give Bryant credit. They've gotten their 3-point shooting into the game. Transition offense. And I agree, Coach Razzle talked about pride, working on his
Grab or hold, but instead extending those wings to use the length.
Pride using his strength, can't finish at the rim. Here comes Basili. He'll finish. How about the cup by Basili to go in?
He's got a little pizzazz and razzle-dazzle and style in his game, but it's also functional.
There's Holden. He doesn't miss from 10.
You're talking about razzle-dazzle.
Matches its largest lead so far in the first half. Hurtado trying to answer and does. Off the glass, he has 8. He's strong.
Yeah, subtle, understated maneuverability. Covers a lot of ground there with just a few bounces.
Wellich splashes it home.
Wow, 12 assists.
By Elijah's. Here come the Bulldogs. Hurtado bumped up top. Leaves it for Pride. Back to Hurtado. Bodies falling. Nice. Behind the back pass to Elijah's. And he jams it home.
Into the stands. Honkers. Meaning you're honked out of the game. Just for a short period to regroup.
Here's Pride, explodes along the baseline, reverse layup. How about how high and the amount of spin was on that basketball? Yeah, Bryant forces the turnover, down 2. Here's Kiss, 25 seconds to play, right to the rim, no good. Braun with the rebound. Holden.
2-on-1.
Yep, to Fenke, to Holden, two-handed slam. 20 points for Holden in the first half. Pride for 3, no good. Ball is loose, Elijah saves it. 5 seconds, Kiss along the baseline, goes up, gets the roll. As the clock winds down towards 0, it'll count if it's good.
To winning this game. He also added, in addition to that, they have to start making chippies at the rim. He feels they let a lot of points go away. But there's 2 back, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know if you call that a chippy. And we're tied up at 44. 19:35 to play for a chance to move on to face Arizona. Holden to the basket. He is quick with that first step. 22 points on that drive. Fenke backing his way in, working against Alita. Outside for Holden for 3. He can't miss. He has 25. Shot clock at 4. Fenke, he realized it and couldn't connect. Here comes Kiss, splits the defense right to the rim, and he lays it off the glass. That was explosive. He has 12.
Watched a couple of their games, and his backwards mid-air dunks, very explosive.
And bouncy, long strides when he gets out and sprints.
Norris for 3. It's good.
As Kiss just forced the action, leads to the turnover.
I love this time of the year. As Coach Grasso's had his younger kids out here on the floor.
Trey Calvin, MVP of this team this year, and I think we're seeing why. He does a lot of different things. Even though Holden is 25, how about Calvin to the glass?
Well, you mentioned it.
Yeah, when you're talking about to the coaches, they've said his personality is pretty quiet. He's not a drama guy. He's real low-key, but he gets it done on the floor.
Hurtado did a good job of...
Yeah, guys, a truly inspirational story. Luis Hurtado was diagnosed with testicular cancer a couple years ago, but was able to come back, obviously make a full recovery. He's now a major contributor on this team, Tom.
He sure is. Basili.
Trouble to get it to a better angle for delivering the ball, or for taking it straight to the hoop to score, or to draw and dish.
And there's the steal by Kiss, and he jams it home with 2 hands.
And see, it all started because they're getting free throws, and then utilize your press, get organized.
That was excellent defense by Kiss. Braun, backdoor pass to Holden. Oh, my! Flying through the air, his 27 points.
Wow. When you have big guys that can shoot the 3 and can pass, it really opens up your offense.
Great answer by Kiss.
Big time. Yeah, averaging 25 points per game. He came in with 1,610 points. He's been at Quinnipiac, Rutgers, and now at Bryant. The steal by Calvin. And he goes the length of the floor. He has 11 points. It was one of 5 deaths that the Wright State program had over the last year or so. A.J. Braun, their outstanding freshman center, his father unexpectedly passed away as Kiss slams it home.
He talks about sport as a metaphor for life.
Yes.
And you could tell his father, Dick, was a coach under Lou Henson at Illinois. Wow.
Trey Calvin for three.
Once he sees it go through the net, you can go back to him and milk it because he scores in those bunches, the microwave.
Yes, and that's his go-to move, that right to left crossover.
And the answer, Elijah's with his 6-point.
Depends on where the ball goes, whether they stay in it or if they go to man once the ball goes down to the corner.
Got 5 players who can pass the ball.
And a quick step to the basket by Vasily.
Finke, that's ideal textbook defense in terms of tracing the ball, having the hand up, but not allowing.
Largest lead, 77-61. No good again. The rebound by Elijah deadens it off the back of the iron, and a timeout called by Bryant.
Holden had success in the middle of the floor in the first half, but now they went to a man-to-man, boxing one earlier.
Calvin, pull-up jumper, it's good.
While they took the clock down, efficient again with their time and score, understanding the game and situation.
He has 18 points, quiet 18 points. Kiss for three, it's good. Over the top of Finke. You're gonna start playing. Under 5 minutes to play. Kiss going to the glass, count the bucket.
Timeout just to get organized, reinforce some of your points of taking care of the basketball, no silly fouls.
Vasily, his three is good.
An excellent passing team.
Yeah, tonight they've put on a clinic, Wright State has, in passing the basketball. Shot clock is at 5, holding off the glass. He has scored from every which way tonight. 34 points, Kiss with the answer. He has 26.
They've outscored the duo of Bryant 50-32.
Hurtado launches from 3. It's no good. Pride with the rebound and the putback. It's good. And timeout called by Bryant. One of my favorite guys to cover during my baseball years.
Well, you got him those great seats.
I think Corey did it, our director, Corey Fishman. Calvin's pull-up jumper is good.
10 for 24. If you would ask the coaching staff from Wright State, would they take that coming into this game? The answer would be yes.
There's an answer there for Bryant Hurtado. And he's going to be 1 point shy for the moment. 1:06 to play.
And that's the one guy Arizona's not going to want to foul.
No. And Kiss able to convert. Yep. Brailsford goes to the rim, and he's able to lay it in. And a beautiful moment just a few seconds ago as Kiss came off the floor. A long hug and embrace with Jared Grasso. 7 seconds and counting to play. The Wright State Raiders, for the first time in program history, have won an NCAA tournament game. And they will move on to take on #1 Arizona